Here we are again, and today we are doing the numerology and the astrology for 12/3/2020. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 10. The number 10 is about the radiant body. It's about boldness and courage and the willingness to take a risk. And it reminds us that to have power, you have to be willing to try and you have to jump in. So stepping up and into new things is a courageous thing to do. Recognizing that in life we learn through doing and are repeatedly asked to do more in various things is the joy of existence. So often in life we shun or judge things that we are not good at. Our fear of failure in those endeavors colors our perception and level of importance. When I was a dancer, I often looked at many of the dance critics in the newspapers and did not understand how someone who never danced could be a critic when they do not completely understand the commitment, effort, and personal struggle it is to do such an art. Life is full of experts that just judge from their own insecurity, lack, and inability. That is why learning to observe and appreciate without judging is a more stable place to operate from. Power comes from knowing our abilities and weaknesses. It also comes from not letting our fear of failure stop us from trying and experiencing things. I like to think of this life as a preparation for the next one. What things can I learn that will give me a leg up in the next one? Willingness is the key to self-discovery. Power comes from being willing to try, even if we fail. Okay, the astrology today. Today is not the day to push, rush, or be impatient. Recognize that our choices make us come across as engaging or offensive. Pick words carefully. The Cancer moon makes us want to curl up by the fire and read a book, or at least it does for me. We may feel conflict with our desires and dreams and our personal fortitude to actually take that step forward. Respect is the emotional expression we want to hold in our heart today. Others can feel that honor comes from our core with no words, but some validating words is exactly what we may want to offer, especially if they are authentic and sincere. You will probably be noticing a type of tension. Something is calling to us, and the resistance is about our fear of change, our fear of failure, and insecurity in our skill or ability. I have learned in life that many things are not about me doing them perfectly, and that's really hard for my perfectionistic ballerina training part. Some things are just about stretching and giving something a shot. Learning to laugh at ourselves and accept who we are in all forms and abilities is essential in having compassion for others. If we think we are perfect, then everyone else will be below us. That is a way of the ego, and it intends to separate us from others. My quote for today: willingness is the key to self-discovery. Power comes from being willing to try, even if we fail. And my blog for today: discernment is a very high form of intelligence, and that's because we have to first work through a myriad of triggers that are anchored into our personal experience. And while those experiences are very real and valid to us, we have to remember that they are not always the same for everybody else, because everyone else has had a very different process than us, and what terrifies us could excite and inspire them. Discernment comes when we recognize that our experience is very narrow and limited instead of making a blanket assumption. It might be better to confront our prejudices and discover that there could be other experiences that can give us another way to see something. To have discernment, you have to be willing to see something other than your experience. You have to have the openness of a child's mind. There's a great phrase, the teacher is the student, is the teacher, is the student, and it goes on for infinity. It means that we cannot be taught if we think we have it all figured out. If we think we are the experts, we are not open to other ideas, as we may be trying to compete or validate our position. Then, when we are in student mind, we are willing to learn and receive guidance from someone who hopefully is learned and objective. That is why it is so easy to teach children, because they are in that place of open responsiveness and they are so eager to learn. They are like sponges. But as we age, we get sort of set in stone around certain things, and it becomes much harder to just receive. That is why I like to try things that are way beyond anything that I have experienced. It is good for me to feel the student position once again. It is fabulous to feel open and yearning like a sponge, ready to absorb what comes in and sticks. Do yourself a favor. Notice what things draw you in. Notice if you're willing to give it a try. Remember, being at the beginning of anything is an exploration, not a destination. Try things out. Explore what you have dreamed of. Do not expect to do it perfectly. Let yourself fail so you can learn the techniques and tools necessary to grow. Some things take lifetimes. Don't worry about being the best. Do what gives you joy, opens your mind and heart, and allows you to connect authentically with others. Thanks, everyone.